We're back to Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy.
Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy.
All alone.
We're going to go straight to the phones. We got the one only Henry Hernandez. Henry.
Henry, welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen, and
Good morning.
Nikki.
Good morning, Henry.
On one hand, there's two gentlemen, and then there's a Nikki.
Yes.
Miss Nikki.
Miss Nikki. Hi, how you doing, Henry?
Fine. Hey, was chili dip on that list?
Chili dip.
Wow. Was that not on
It
there?
was not on the list.
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe that.
Chili dip.
Oh my goodness! I
You
can
just
remember
made the list,
when I learned
buddy.
about that, what that phrase meant. And my friend Jim Cotton told me about that phrase. I said, "What does that mean?" Just what you did,
Chili-
big
I'm-
dot right there, sitting right there, and you slopped it up.
Very familiar with the chili dip. Very
awesome.
well done, Henry. You added to the list. That doesn't, I didn't think it could grow, and it's
Yeah,
grown
really.
What? So hey.
Okay, thank you. We'll talk to you guys later.
Don't
Hey,
go away.
wait,
Henry, whoa,
wait,
we
wait.
got you, man. We finally heard. We reached out to a human being. This is big, Henry.
Okay. Hey,
This is huge, man. What's your best golf tip you've ever received? You don't have to mention names if you don't want to, but the best tip that you ever received that you would share with someone else.
well, that one that Ken Venturi gave a lot when I used to watch him on CBS. I sure miss the tips he used to give, that golf stroke saver thing. He used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But one that I learned was, where to place the ball when you're under the trees and stuff like that, and you're punching out. And I thought those tips that he gave, because I, for whatever reason, I go in the trees. So that one that stroke savers. I couldn't pinpoint one exactly.
All right, well, so he was ball position. How to play a punch shot was the best tip?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Because I learned that where that ball position is, put it up. If you need to clear a tree, you play it more in your stance, up the ball more up in your stance, and back, and keep your wrists in front when you're trying to punch out.
That's awesome, Henry. How much do we owe you for that?
Oh my goodness! I just passed out what I was.
No, that's a great tip, and Henry, it's always great that you call the show. We appreciate you taking the time
All
to
right,
listen.
take it easy.
Have a great
Thank you
day,
for
and
the
thanks
show.
for adding the list, man. Chili dip on
And
the list.
congratulations to Dave Shamandel for winning that contest, and do it again for the PGA one. You guys do it again.
Yeah, we're going to have
Okay,
to do
bye.
it real
We got to
quick.
do that fast. Thanks.
See
Bye. Chili dip, awesome that we didn't think of that. Especially
That was
because
That is
good.
awesome.
That was good.
I see that shot all the time too, so well done. He even mentioned punch, which we just added today. You'd added that. Was very good.
Thanks.
Flipped? Yeah, flipped it.
Oh,
It
dude.
almost.
You got
Oh,
something?
dude.
Do we have something?
We got a big one.
What do we got?
We got a big one.
He's a scratch player. It's coming in. Was it really a big one?
It's a $2 winner times 7.
$14.
Wow.
And then another
Cha-ching.
dollar, $15.
15 times 7 though.
$15 card. Well, it says it's 7 times next to the 2.
So it's 14.
And then I got a 7 next to the 1.
So that is
So
a
$15 card.
congratulations,
Awesome.
buddy.
Thank you, man. That's
And you
awesome.
still got 6 or 7 to scratch.
So nice of you to get these for my birthday. I love these things, man.
Way to go,
This-
dude.
See, I told you, this thing, it's got a winner
It's
in there.
got some mojo
Yeah.
to
It's
it.
got mojo to it.
So, should I share? I'll share my best tip.
Yeah, I wanna
because
hear your tip.
I've been golfing for almost 50 years and took junior golf up about 45 years ago. And Glenn Rafferty was the guy, the pro. I broke his foot in the golf cart. Remember?
Yeah, he had foot problems, didn't he?
Yeah, he lost part of his foot in the war, and I broke his other foot in the golf cart. So that was
Jeez.
Nice.
I was like 12. But that's not. But he told me, and I still use it, to brush the grass. But it was more than just brush the grass with the club. It was brush the grass on your practice swings. That you swing away, you brush the grass, let it swing up, and you let it swing back down and brush the grass again. So you're brushing on both sides of the pendulum.
Take away and down.
And downswing. Brush, brush, brush. And it gives you a club head feel, and it allows you to get the club moving
Wow,
faster
I
at the
like
bottom.
that.
So brushing the grass is a big tip. You always want to pitching or chip, brush, brush, brush. But he had us doing it like we were just like a, what do you like when you cut grass with a
Oh,
what
yeah.
do we call that thing? We call it the big hook thing on
Sickle.
a stick.
Sickle.
Yeah, so but back and forth, but with full swings and keeping your balance and rotating your body. But brush, 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 and it really helped me develop a feel for where the club was, and it helped my tempo drill.
Is that kind of like painting the fence?
on one hand.
But on the other hand,
It's
not.
absolutely not. It's a whole different motion. But if you got a big old paintbrush and you're painting the floor,
Brush.
if you're painting the floor, I'm talking about down at the bottom, the clip
Yeah.
speed at the bottom, brushing. But and if
I
you
paint
had
the floor.
if you had grass up on a wall, yes, I think you're right on one hand. But you have the big grass walls or ivy walls.
I'm not spatially
So I'm trying to share a
constrained.
very emotional moment that I had when I was about 10, and this kid gave, and it stuck with me, and it's that was one of the best tip I've ever had because Johnny Miller, when we went and saw him in Palm Springs, Michael, they asked him what
You
his
guys love that.
he was great, and but
Yeah, he was awesome.
But they asked him because he's had a book, different books out, and he does all kinds of tips and things when he was in his prime. And by the way, when he was in his prime, there was no one better. I mean,
I agree. with you.
and at that time, he just got hurt. But he said now he would just teach brush the grass, which is funny because that's what he brought. Because that's what I learned when I was little. But he said,
Did he say that when we were there?
yeah, when he was sitting there in the chair, and they asked him what tip he'd get. He said, "You got to learn to brush the grass. Players don't brush the grass. The top shots that are common, or chunking. You're not brushing the grass. You're chunking it into the ground.
Right.
So brushing it is, and that it clicked to me. God, I learned that a long time ago. But both ways is what Clem did. Both sides. Up, on the backswing, brush at the bottom, go all the way up, let it come back down, brush again. So you're just going motion, and it stuck with me. It was the best tip ever. And
I've
then
been given that
then
tip.
I broke his foot. I didn't mean
You're
to.
like, thanks, Clem. It was so good. Snap.
I forgot. I was trying to park a cart in the garage, and I hit the gas pedal, and he got caught between two carts. I slammed into him and snapped.
Gosh.
So I felt bad. Really bad.
That's
So-
not good.
But
Not good.
that was one of my worst moments ever. But this one. So, anyways, and I have another one since no one's talking. I will tell them.
Well, I didn't know if you were done yet. So
Oh, I'm
go
sorry.
Ahead.
I
Go
am
ahead. Yo,
finished.
you go. Let's
No,
hear you.
that was my bad. But there's Jim Walker was a pro I worked with years ago, and when I was about 18 and 19, and he always said play instinctually versus instinctually. So he says just play more instinct versus overthinking it. So people think too much. I'm not going to mention names on one hand. You shouldn't think a lot.
No.
But he always said that, and those words, because I always laughed at the words. They were big words. Play
Yeah.
instinctually versus instinctually.
Yes.
And I said, what do you mean? He says, just don't overthink it. You're thinking way too much. Make it more of an instinct feel than it is more of a thought process.
Right.
And too many players are thinking during their motion, and you can't really process a thought and emotion at the same time. You can process it, but you're not going to implement it in a motion. So I always thought that was cool. I always had a hard time saying those words, so I've never given those words. But instinctually versus instinctually was a good advice. So think less.
I've had two. Well, I've had more than two, but two that come to mind. One of the big ones for me was grip pressure. And I'm not sure. It might have been you, but I kind of use it when I'm in teaching now for a lot of students, and I call it the 10-5 rule, where I have someone squeeze the club with both hands as tight as they can, and then I say cut it in half.
Nice.
And then, so it's the 10-5 rule, and then you might go up a notch. You might go up to a 6 or a 7, whatever that is, because everybody's grip pressure is different. Like holding the 10 is the highest you can be on a tension scale for you. So Nikki's 10, Billy's 10, my 10, all different.
All different.
But
yeah.
Right.
but it's a relative 10.
But
I
it's a
get it.
relative 10, yeah.
That's
And,
great advice. So many people over squeeze, man. All the
I
time.
do it all. I do it all the time. All the time. And then the one of the best tips I ever got was from you was the putting and the putting clinics we used to do together and the putting drill of looking at the hole.
Yeah, it's funny.
And then I've
taken.
taken that and actually in our 3.75 hour lesson that I did with
knew
Nikki
it
last
was.
week.
See, we made the bet.
Have you recovered?
Yeah, I have. I
'Cause
got a little flesh wound on
It
the
looks
right
like
side.
the skin
but
is peeling off.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I didn't put sunblock along the base of my belt and my
Did
back's
you
a little
have you
burned.
rehydrated?
I have.
Okay, good
I
for you because you almost went down, man.
But I use that same visual of putting looking at the hole. And I actually told this story I think last week when you were gone. Do you remember when we went and played Green Hills? You and I played Green Hills in San Mateo.
Oh, yeah.
Country Club.
That's
And like I think it was the first 3 holes, I putted so bad. And then I took the drill that you and I would do during class, and I said, well, what if I look at the hole right before I putt, and then I just get that visual in my head, and I got the visual of the ball falling in the hole or the sound.
right.
And then I remember, like, I ripped off like 4 1-putts in a row.
I remember that too.
And that tip for me not only helps with putting, but it helps for my feel with my chipping and my pitching and my bunker play and all the short game shots. So I mean, that's a huge tip
Well,
that I got.
you know,
from
it's funny. Long
Yeah.
before the Jordan Spieth, everybody's talking about him looking at the hole when he makes his short putts. I've been teaching it for 20, 30 years, and it was more to develop distance control or speed.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at, if you threw a dart, you look at a dartboard. You're not looking at your hand, or you're not looking at your feet. So in putting, since you're not, having a weight transfer or a rotation of the body, you can just look at the target and get the speed feel.
Right.
It's a feel. So I did it so much that it was weird for me looking back down. So I played
Mm-hmm.
in tournaments looking at the hole. So there's a good blend because you want to stay still.
Right.
Long putts, if your eyes are up, you can it's easy to so it's like move just like that.
Yeah.
But it's a great way to develop distance feel.
Yeah.
And now Jordan's doing it. Oh, you got to try looking at the hole. Been teaching it forever, and people looked at me like I was a weirdo when I did it. But I knew if I looked down, I was going to miss.
Right.
I lost my, so it took me a
Interesting.
while to develop the two, but I get good advice.
Those are
So,
great tips. We're going to take a little bit of an early break. We've got Ted Watson calling from thehanger.com. It's Hanger Golf. We're going to pick the winner of the Hanger Golf contest. Someone's going to win a free Hanger Golf training aid. You can visit thehanger.com right now. And if you want to sign up on golftalkradio.com in the next 5 minutes, you can do that. And when we come back, we'll have Ted calling us from Hanger Golf, and he's going to be the one who actually picks the winner right here.
Is
on
that what
Golf
that
Talk
big old
Radio.
list is right there?
I got it all right here. Yep, on my computer.
And what
So,
about Nikki's contract? Should we revisit that, or should we wait?
we'll see how it goes with Ted, and then we might be able to throw that in at the tail end here.
Flashback.
Flashback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there you
very
go.
cool.
So thank you to Paso Robles Golf Club for partnering with Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Music nights every Wednesday night, 5:30 to 8. And re-renovated golf course, brand new multi-million-dollar facilities at PasoRoblesGolfClub.com. Call them for tee times at 805-238-4722. And in case I can't get it in, we want to thank USGA for partnering with Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Don't forget that they have important health of the game initiatives. They also have an innovation team developing resource management apps for superintendents. They have the USGA's handicap system, and also along with the RNA in Scotland, they're modernizing the game's rules, and they're asking us for feedback. You can do so at usga.org. There's a lot to love about golf. There's a greatness in the game that brings out the best of all of us. Get out there and play 9, and we come back. Again, Ted Watson with thehanger.com is going to be picking the winner from the Hanger contest right here with Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy on ESPN Radio. Thank you.